Alright guys, welcome in, welcome back to Above Ground World News, this 16-day forecast. I forgot to bring something up. Yeah, I was running a little late, man. I got these little gnats that are flying all around me, driving me crazy. I went down, took a shower, sprayed some spray, and they're still flying around. It's driving me nuts. I don't know what kind of little gnats they are. Never had them before. I don't have no food out here on the table, nothing. So pretty weird going on here. Hey, don't forget Tuesday night we do the health call in on Tuesday nights. We're going to have a testimonial from a lady with degenerative disc disease, spinal stenosis, and a cyst on her lower spinal column, and brain injury. Wow. So anyway, this product seems to be helping her. It's helping me a little bit. If you want to find out more about it, join us on Tuesday nights for a conference call. Man, the broadcaster's running smooth tonight. We're all in the green. The broadcaster worked like it's supposed to work. What's going on? Maybe they forgot about us tonight. So as I was looking at the maps, everything I'm looking at starts looking like serpents. Check this out. We're looking at the total amount of precipitation over the next 16 days. Now I'm going to turn this up. Just check this out. This is pretty freaky. What are we looking at here? Look at that. That's hurricane. I can't remember the name of the hurricane. Well, anyway, just check this out, though. It looks like a serpent. It looks like some dirty things too, but check this out. Here comes the next system in. Looks like they're targeting the new Madrid zone for more flooding, Iowa. But then here comes our next monstrous cyclone event. But look, it's not putting out a lot of rain. It makes a T. So we got all these little serpent looking clouds. So it looks like we have 3 hurricanes in the next 16 days. But, you know, the models are showing this one missing Bermuda. But when I go look at the wind maps, it looks like it's, you know, it's going to be a race against the cooler air that's coming in. So I think it's going to push it closer to Bermuda. But maybe not. Maybe they have a next rat out there to stop it. Anyway, we'll jump into the couple of headlines and we'll get into the 16-day forecast. How's the audio out there? Tried turning it up a little bit and just seeing if it's working a little better tonight. Anyway, Illinois residents may soon pay for a tax when it rains. You know, they hide all these little things into the sewage and drainage and all that stuff. And I went and looked at this HB 0825. It takes forever for this stuff to get through the Senate. So the last time they did anything on it was on 4/12/2019. So there's other states that are trying to push this tax. I think it was New York and a couple of others. They're trying to push this basically rain tax. You know, how can they keep taxing us more and more? Like, we're already being taxed so much that you don't even get, you know, hardly any of your paycheck. Like, hardly none. It's out of hand, out of control. You know, they're losing billions of dollars. They can't find it. You know, they're hiding trillions of dollars. It's just crazy, man. So now we know why part of the fires, you know, in the fires down in Brazil and the rainforest, they were just normal every year fires. We showed it on the Earth Know how a couple, you know, several years ago it was way worse. It was actually burning worse in Africa. Well, now this comes out. U.S. and Brazil agree to Amazon development. So they're going to cut the rainforest down to build stuff. And we knew this was coming, man. This is what they're doing. This is like what they're doing in Alaska, Australia, you know, making way for these one world train systems and high-speed railways, all to bring in the New World Order. We know it's coming. We've had another person killed from this brain-eating amoeba. A 10-year-old contracted a brain-eating amoeba after swimming in a Texas river. Now she's fighting for her life, man. It's like all this stuff keeps coming out. It's like they don't want you in the water. Why is that? They're, on top of it's all being poisoned, but it just seems like that they're trying to keep everybody out of the water. Maybe the water can cure you. I know that somebody got that, but who knows? So the U.S. lifts a ban on old style light bulbs. Thank God. I don't like the LED bulbs. They can send frequencies and stuff through the LED bulbs. I mean, they have radiation coming off them and all that. You don't want the LEDs. I mean, I can hear them buzzing. They give me a headache. So I'm glad, bulbs like these were getting hard to find. So I'm glad they're coming back. You should stock up on these bulbs when you can, because the LED bulbs is just part of the 5G grid system. All right, we're getting ready to get into that. You know how they're always talking about the global warming, the climate change, and all that crap. They know that the hey, thanks out there, Christy, lead. They know that it's going to get cold because we're in the solar minimum, and then you add on all the weather warfare that's going on. I mean, right here's articles coming out. The sun is entering one of the deepest solar minimum of the space age. Sunspots have been absent for most of 2018. The sun's ultraviolet output has sharply dropped. New research shows the Earth's upper atmosphere is responding. What they're not telling you is up in the upper atmosphere is all these particulates. They're creating the space vents. A lot of the heavy metals fall from the sky, but a lot of them stay up there for years and years. So they see a cooling trend high above Earth's surface near the edge of space. Our atmosphere is losing heat energy. If the current If the current trends continue, it could soon set a space age record for cold. Well, you're not getting any of that from the mainstream. As far as they're concerned, the Earth is melting. We can always see these 11-year cycles, and then the longer cycles, and then the longer cycles. And that's the other reason that they modify the weather patterns. They know what's coming, and I think we're going to be in for a severe winter. These atmospheric conditions are being pulled and stretched. I mean, we watch them. They put the moisture where they want it to go, just like the Paradise Fires. They were in a 5-6 year drought, or however long it was. They burnt the place out. Then they immediately brought in the rain machine to wash away the evidence. And then when they were done with it, they pulled it away. It looks like they are parking this system Humberto out here. But you look at the Bermuda High is stuck out here. They're not showing the dust. Where's the dust? Why is the dust layer not on here? Well, they forgot to put the dust layer. Let's get out of there. Yeah, we'll get into this after the 16-day forecast here. Let's just jump into the 16-day forecast, see what we got coming in for the next 2 weeks. And here we go. So what we're going to do, we're going to go over the GFS model. We're going to go over the Canadian model, and then we're going to factor in the weather control as it comes. You'll never get that from the Weather Channel. They're too busy faking floods, being in the floods, faking the wind, and all that stuff, reading their scripts. So here we go. Let's go ahead and take this up 6 hours at a time. It looks like we're going to get a little bit of rain. We knew this was coming for Northern California, a little bit for Washington, Oregon. Still raining in New Mexico, on up parts of Colorado. Let's just take this up another 6 hours. Nothing like major. You have the Humberto out there parked for a while. So nothing really major, but you know, a little bit of rain there for Northern California. Guess they want to put the fires back out that they set. So we're going to keep on going. Here we are, Tuesday, September 17th. I'm going to go just try to get through this a little quicker. And then if we see something bad, you know, I'll stop and we'll talk about it. A little bit more moisture for Washington, Oregon. A little bit of snow. We got some snow coming in here on Tuesday the 17th. Man, these little gnats are hacking me off. What is going on? So it looks like there's going to be a lot of rain. You know, it doesn't look like heavy rain, but a lot of rain for Washington, Oregon, over a little bit Colorado. These gnats. Wyoming. But the same areas. These patterns are not changing. They're just staying the same. Like the same places that have been getting rain for the last months are going to keep getting rain. We're talking South Dakota, North Dakota, Nebraska, Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin. I mean, it's not changing. Look, it's going the same path. Before it was coming right up the middle, and now it's like they blocked it down here, and it's just coming up the same way every single time. Here we are on Wednesday the 18th. I'm going to keep on scrolling. It's Thursday, September 19th, same areas. And then we get a line of maybe some severe little pop-up systems on Thursday the 19th. But look at that. Same spots. Kansas, Nebraska, right through the center of Iowa into Wisconsin, and then right on up. It's the same pattern every single day. See, that's getting really close to Bermuda right there. That's turning into a pretty good rain machine right there. So here we go. We're just kind of going up. We got this little low pressure coming in. It's going to look like probably a land cyclone. Not too bad. Still a little bit more, little snow up in the mountains, so we're getting ready to make the change. Yeah, this is the system that's going to turn into what looks like a cyclone. Right here, it could be a severe weather day for, guess the date, September 21st, Saturday. So you got to watch out for severe storms for Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Wyoming. Hey, thanks out there, Bamboo. Oh my God, these gnats are going to drive me nuts. Look at these storms up in North Dakota, South Dakota. Could be tornadoes. Look at the winds. Going to be a wind event. This thing's going to turn into like a land cyclone. Look at that. It looks just like a hurricane. And it hasn't really moved. We're still on September 21st. So there it is, wrapping up. Then you're getting the outflow bands going through Missouri, Illinois, Wisconsin. Is any of this going to get to the East Coast? No. They're blocking it over here. So definitely a wind event once it gets up towards Canada. Another severe weather day. Southern Texas going up through Oklahoma, southern Missouri, southern Illinois. This is on September 22nd. Let's get up to the 23rd. That's another one of the dates they like to use. So nothing too big going on 23rd. A little bit of rain there for Tennessee. Take this on up. Here comes the new hurricane coming into the picture. Two different hurricanes. See, the patterns are the same. We always have a hurricane in the Pacific, in the Atlantic at the same time. So that one there is just going to shoot right on off screen. Look at this high pressure out here. Nothing's coming in around that high pressure. But we got another hurricane over in the Pacific. More rain for the Midwest. A little bit of snow up in the mountains. Here's a little bit of a kind of a wind event and some severe thunderstorms for Oklahoma, Kansas, Iowa, South Dakota. This is on September 24th. still have our hurricane in the Pacific that's going to get wiped out by the dust. It's not going to affect a whole lot of it. So this thing's just going to sit here and pop off severe weather for a couple days. Here's Wednesday, September 25th. So they're conjuring something up here. They're pulling the moisture in from the atmospheric river, coming up through Texas, Arkansas, southern Missouri. Look, they're targeting the New Madrid zone. Then they're always targeting up here. We'll see what this thing turns into. Look at that. So Wednesday, September 25th is going to be a pretty severe weather outbreak. Hey, thanks out there, Dodger. So keep your eyes out on this stuff. This looks like pretty severe. You got a lot of wind on the backside of this. And it's just going to just kind of spin kind of centrally over Iowa. So there's going to be some flooding going on up in Iowa, right on the border of Minnesota, and then Wisconsin, man. They've been getting probably some of the most rain in a long time. So that's like a miniature hurricane down there. Here we are on the 26th. We just have this gigantic spinning low pressure centered still over Iowa. And then finally you're going to get some rain through the Ohio Valley. Right through Kentucky, Tennessee, Ohio. And it's going to stay there. Come on, is it going to get to the East Coast? They might need a little rain. So here we go, hitting the Carolinas, and then it just dies out. For some reason, oh, there we go. Now we're going to get a little rain over on the East Coast. Got to get the, a little bit of moisture for the farms. We're not going to have any crops growing. Looks like we're going to have severe weather over Colorado here on the 28th. And here comes the next hurricane. Some much needed rain for the upper Northeast there towards the end of the month. So here we are on September 29th, little snow still showing up. The hurricane's getting a little closer. We got some weird winds right here. So this is looking kind of odd right there. So it's not wrapping around yet. So there's some more heavy duty rain bombs here for September 29th from Canada down into North Dakota. We'll see where this thing goes. Same spots: Kansas, Missouri, Iowa, Minnesota, North Dakota still getting flooding rain. Man, this is going to be a big time wind event. I mean, that's some high winds right there. Another severe weather day for St. Louis here on the 30th, September 30th. There's our hurricane down there. It's a monster. So if they don't change the path of these things, that's going to be a monster hurricane right there. Will it hit anything? I don't know. We're going to know by where the aerosols are being deployed. So we got a mega wind event going on with this system on the 30th. More severe weather for St. Louis, southern Missouri. Looks like they're trying to target down here around the New Madrid area. Like we got some snow coming in. So wow, that's just a crazy wind event up there. Look how big this hurricane is looking. Now that looks like a monster. More rain for the Ohio Valley, light rain. Here's October 1st. Hurricane's still there. It's taking on up. That's as far as we can go with the GFS model. And we showed you the amount of moisture. We can take it up. And then you can see this is how we know where the target zones are. North Dakota, parts of South Dakota, getting a good amount of rain there for Washington, Oregon, right at the coast, and then up in the mountains. Missouri, southern Missouri, the central part of Iowa. And then Bermuda's going to have to dodge a bunch of heavy rain, flooding rain little bit of rain for Texas, Louisiana, but not a whole lot, really. Let's check the Canadian model real quick while we're here. Let's see where it's showing. Now this is only about a week. It don't go out the whole 16 days. Hey, thanks out there, Troy. I'm just gonna crank it up. So that one don't look like a serpent, but why does the GFS one? That looks like, yeah, it does. Look, it looks like it's got a mouth and an eye. It looks like a snake. This one's showing a target zone over Texas. Now there is a high-powered NexRad radar right there that might stop that. Man, that's just crazy. That thing does look like a serpent. Let's zoom into that. It's even got an eyeball. Hopefully you guys could see that. You almost have the yin and the yang symbol. Let's see if I can scroll this up. So this one is completely different than the GFS model. Look, it don't change. It just stays there. That looks like a poisonous snake. Let me unzoom here. So what's up with all these serpents? Yeah, I've been in the green the whole time, man. I haven't buffered here on my end anyway the whole time, which is actually strange. All right, let's go ahead and check the Canadian model on the rain, and we'll just go through this real quick. We'll go through it as quick as the internet will let me. See, look at that storm's popping out ahead of the hurricane, and that's right where the aerosols are being deployed right now, which we'll be able to see that. Yeah, see, it's got some rain headed for the Bahamas, but like they must be gonna block it. Look at it just shoot up for no reason. It shoots straight up. Wow, it's starting to head back towards the East Coast. Look at that, it's headed for Boston, and then it turns off again. So that's, and then it's showing an immediate new hurricane here on the Canadian model, but it's going to stay just off screen. We got the couple hurricanes, like double hurricanes down there in the south. So pretty strange. You know what, let's back this all the way out and just take a look from a bigger point of view here and see what this is showing. Just gotta wait, give it a second to load. So here comes the next one, and it just shoots off. Let's try this on the Canadian or the GFS. Yeah, it's weird. You guys are buffering. I'm not buffering whatsoever. I mean, this is like the first night ever that I'm not buffering. So pretty strange. I want to see the whole, both sides. Let's just try North America. Yeah, here we go. Now we'll be able to see. Let me make it a little bigger. One more. There we go. All right, now we can see all these babies in action. Wow, look at that one's actually going backwards. And then it dies out once it gets to the equator. So it's like playing follow the leader with these storms. You know, we're getting the leftover from the typhoons and crap that are coming down. That's where everybody's getting the rain up in the upper northwest. And then here comes all the other. Well, that one tracks a long ways, man. That's going to be a battle with the dust. We got to watch that, but then it just turns into a monster. So this is on October 1st, as far as we can go. And this thing may disappear by tomorrow. We'll look at it. So, all right, there's the 16-day forecast. Let's jump into a few other things here. Check out this photo. I forgot who sent this to me. I could go back and look at the email, but look at this. So they were dropping an aerosol right here. And we got a bird in the picture, but look what it did. It ate away the clouds. This must be a rain retardant chemtrail. In fact, let me see if I can dig that email up to see if he tells me where he is. But yeah, man, that's pretty that's a pretty crazy aerosol right there. That's eating away the cloud. It's almost like a sulfur dioxide or a sulfur iodide rocket making a hole punch cloud, but with a chemtrail. So let me see. Yeah, he's saying it's a cloud being collapsed. Hey, thanks, Robert, for sending this to me. So this is in Florida. Yeah, and they do the rain retardant in Florida all the time. So that's what this is. They're trying to dry the sky out. This goes to show you they have different sprays for different things. Here's a good example of it. All right, we're probably done with that. And let me just, so we got Hurricane Kiko still out there, Humberto. Here's our new invest. Let's check the mimic map real quick. Constantly seeing the demonic faces in the clouds. And did I show that square cloud yesterday? It was pretty strange. You know, it could be cloaked things up there, who knows. Yeah, here's where the frequencies in the ionosphere come in. I mean, they steer this. I know at least 5 or 6 companies around the world that steer this atmospheric river. This is the river of the sky, what we're looking at now. And it's using microwaves to measure the amount of moisture. And we can see when they're pulling and stretching it. I mean, everything should be flowing in like circles. We can go back a couple years and look at this when it was semi-normal, but it's not normal. I mean, you see all these, like they were pulling this up into the Bering Sea when they first started the bunker fuel operations. You know, after the Paradise Fires, they just pulled it right on up. Just right on up and kept it there for weeks. You know, they've been pulling it right up into the Midwest. So, we got to keep our eyes on this thing, because this is, you know, we see what it looks like when they're affecting it, and they're actually doing something down here in New Zealand. You can see a little flash down here, and this is where the Miles Research Company is. We watched and documented how he put the fires out. I mean, he said, hey, we're going to put the fires out down in Tasmania. He used ground-based radars, sending the low frequencies up, splitting off a little hunk of a high pressure, and then making it rain. He pulls this atmospheric river right down into Tasmania, and it rained. It put the fires out. We got some weird crap going on in the Antarctic. Look at this atmospheric river. This is not a stitching air. It's like it's being pulled up and around. This is just like the strangest signature I've seen in a long time. You know, does it have something to do with the solar wind that's coming in? I'm not sure, but I'm going to like watch this over the next couple days and see what's going on with that's just strange right there, how it's going down trying to touch the Antarctic, and then it gets pulled right back up. And what even makes that odder is this anomaly down here in the Antarctic, the rapid heating event. Let me put it on the globe so it's a little easier to navigate. But it's like colder in South America than it is above the Antarctic. And it's weird, man. We've seen this when they did it to move the polar vortex in the wintertime. Let me see what we're on now here. Yeah. All right, so let me just take this forward. I mean, this is crazy right here. This is a heating event up in the ionosphere. And the cold air is actually way out here. Check this out. We check the temperature. Minus 81.2 degrees out here, but look, it's 35.1 degrees over the Antarctic, way up in the stratosphere. See, they're screwing, even though I know there's solar wind coming in, all that crap, but there's more to it than that. We've seen these same kind of operation, but not this big, over North America in the wintertime, and there was no solar wind when that happened. You know, when you're seeing the innocuous clouds and stuff, they're screwing with the ionosphere. Like, I can put this right on, right in the middle there, 41.8 degrees. And when you come up here in South America, minus 73.7 Fahrenheit. They blasted all the cold air that was up in the troposphere out over South America. We can back it up and check it out. So I'm just going to keep on backing this up so you can see how they move the polar vortex air mass. They do this all the time. They did it to us over the winter. That's how we had the big Arctic plunge. That's why our air was so cold last winter. See, they heat it, they steer it. Like if it goes too far one way, they'll steer it the other way. They'll heat it from the other side. So this is, look at that, man. That was all the cold air over the Arctic. I'm just kind of backing up. We're on 827, 826, 825, 824. So look, the cold air was right where it was supposed to be on the 821. So here's the cold air. We'll see what the temperature is right there in the center, minus 110.1 Fahrenheit. You know, the solar wind hasn't been going on for a month. Something else is going on. They're affecting, look at that, just all in one time. Look, it looks like a giant cyclone. Let me put the winds on there. Now watch as we go forward. So here comes a rapid heating event. It come from the Africa side, and then it just spins around. Look, it's like they took their hand and are pushing it where they want it. See how they steered that thing? They're keeping it where they want it, steering it from two different sides. Look at that. That's manipulation. That's not a natural event. It's not the solar activity. That's them screwing with the upper atmosphere, up in the troposphere. Caught red-handed right there. While we're here, let's go ahead and check the ocean wave heights. So yeah, look at it. We got a pretty good wave machine going on. Looking at 44 feet waves. So if you're out here in the Atlantic, man, you got a pretty good wave. You know, a lot of waves going on right now. Probably wouldn't want to be out there. Let's check the sea surface temperatures. It actually looks like the ocean is cooling. There's no monster El Nino or nothing. It's all good. Let's just check this to last year to see what it looked like last year. About the same, not a whole lot different. Put it back on now. Let's try the anomalies. Where's all the anomalies? We're getting another anomaly by the Galapagos Islands again. Strange. Here's the hurricane, or is that Bermuda? Oh, there's Bermuda. So there's a big heat anomaly over Bermuda. And almost a square cut out in cold water, cold anomalies. So this west coast anomaly is still going a little farther south, and it's still right there around the Bering Sea. It's actually in the Bering Sea, all this heat anomaly. It's always hot over here by Fukushima, and we're getting a cold area right there at the equator. So this is the CO2 partial pressure at the surface. So we're getting a, let me see if I can, this is like a new layer they added. So I just want to kind of look at this. Let's check the sea air CO2 flux density. And I'm not sure what these mean yet, so I'm going to read through them, but I did want to document it, just take a look at it. A few more tools here. Let's go ahead and check the carbon monoxide. You can see where the fires are up here in California, and then this is just toxic, you know, smog, especially over here in the East Coast, West Coast, over Lake Michigan. Fires up here in Alaska. It looks like they got all the fires out in Russia, and that's just China's air quality. We may have a volcano going off down here, or fire. Something's going on. And there's South America. Africa's really slowed down on the fires, but not Australia. It's picking up. Still burning Australia, almost all the way around. That's interesting right there. I don't know if there's a volcano right there or what. Could be a fire. And the carbon dioxide is actually looking much better. Man, a few months ago, it looked like we were in Venus syndrome. So it's actually looking better. Here's our sulfur dioxide. This is where you pick up the ship tracks. All these long straight lines. That's because the cargo ships, these are the shipping lanes. And they're dumping out so much sulfur dioxide that this map can pick it up. This is why our storms are more electrified. This is the metal particles, the sulfur in the sky, you know, all the little heavy metal particles. I mean, look at that. And the storms seem to follow these ship tracks. Now, these aren't the, you know, the bunker fuel that we point out on the worldview map. These are the normal cargo ship lines. Pretty disgusting what they're doing to the planet. So here's our dust layer that the one program wouldn't show us. So I'm going to try to fast forward this and see where it goes. And what's weird, we got like a dust storm up here. So we can't go a whole long ways. You know, it's pretty weird we get these 90-degree angles in this stuff. That shows you right there they're doing something they shouldn't be doing. It should be all round like a billowing cloud, but it's not. So it's pretty crazy looking, man. Look at that. So you're getting dust going up over Spain and Portugal. You know, the last time it went up this way, that's what caused the blood rain and the blood fog up in Europe, up in the UK. And this is the sulfate extinction. A lot of times you can find where the aerosols are being deployed with this map. They kind of coincide. Let's go ahead and check the PM 2.5s. Looking better. So it's not too bad on the PM 2.5, so the air quality is a little bit better. Now when you get up to the bigger particulates, the PM10, I mean, these are still nanoparticulates, but the PM10s, this is that Sahara dust coming in. It's toxic. Could have, you know, biological agents in this dust. We wouldn't know. We wouldn't know where it come from. Check the auroras. Pretty weak. Am I on now? Yeah, it's actually pretty strong on now. We got the solar wind stream coming in. All right, we're going to check the worldview map. Let me go ahead and get the go 16 up while we're going through the worldview map here. Here, let me just click this, see what this is looking like. Wow, I had a weird outflow. Look at that line of outflow. That doesn't look normal. Alright, we got that document. Let me go ahead and get this on the 200 frames. I can't believe how good the stream is staying in the green. What's the difference between tonight and every other night? We started at the same time. Alright, we'll wait for that to load. Let's just check the worldview map. And all we have to do, if we want to know where Humberto is going, we just look for the aerosols. We still have aerosols being pumped in the backside all the way around. And then we got to look out ahead of it. Well, right here, this is where they want it to go. It actually looks like we have bunker fuel. We have the electromagnetic clouds. The frequencies are showing up in the clouds. You can see the colors. Hey, thanks there, Susan. Much love out there. You can see the aerosols. This is the target. Here's Bermuda. See, they want it to go north. The storm's going to go right here. I need to like mark a X. I need to put the grids on here, and I bet it will hit this target dead on. Here's where they're steering it. This is where they're steering the storms over here on the East Coast. See, they're bringing it straight up. That's why you're seeing all these aerosols. This is where they want it to go. We can find out where any hurricane's going by the aerosols, if they're modifying it. If they're not modifying it, you won't see the aerosols. Let's take a look at this one. I gotta let that load real good because I can't really tell. But I mean, I'm not seeing no blatant aerosols unless there's... Nope, that's all fair weather clouds. See, no aerosols are being pumped around this storm. They're not messing with this one. They are, however, messing with that one. And I haven't checked for the bunker fuel. Let me add that layer just to check real quick. You know, they quit doing the bunker fuel operations for a while. So I just want to check it real quick here. These gnats are going to drive me crazy. Alright, is it going to load? So really, no blatant bunker fuel operations. Nothing. They just stop deploying the bunker fuel. I mean, there might be like one right there, but it's not a fleet of ships out here at all. Look at the difference in the colors. Okay, roughly same size, same intensity hurricanes. Pretty much all purple in the center, then you got the yellows and reds. Now look at this one. It's just all purple. It's just all purple. Just a little bit of yellow and reds feeding into it, but everything else is where the aerosols are. Now these might be bunker fuel. It's really hard to tell. So I'm just doing a quick scan. I know they do bunker fuel operations down here off of Australia all the time. Nothing today. Alright, so the bunker fuel operations are done right now. They're just not doing them. Something strange going on up here in Alaska. For one thing, they're spraying the crap out of the fire zone. And if you look, it looks like I've never been to Alaska, but it looks like the winds are going the wrong way by the way the smoke is going. But what I want you to take note of is these mountains. Check out how the snow is melted. So what happened up here? Look, so here's 2 layers. You know, these are probably several hours apart. You can see there's hardly any snow. You can see all the chemtrails. And then the snow starts growing a little bit. And then wham, it goes like that. Like, where'd all this snow go? I wish they would timestamp this stuff. So it basically went from no snow on the mountains. I mean, we can see these are the mountains. These are the mountain peaks. You see, look at this fat liner right there. And all these are aerosols. So it goes from that to that in hours. So somehow they made it snow in all the mountains. Insane. Like, that's an instant ice nucleation of the clouds. Or they're making the clouds by ice nucleating. And then you get, you know, a little bit of a leftover of a typhoon, and wham, you've got instant snow. Heavy aerosols over Manitoba, Saskatchewan, Edmonton. Let me get this on the layer I already had loaded. There we go. I know, man, these little bugs are, I don't even know where they come from, man. They're making me go crazy here. Kansas, heavy aerosols. Up through Nebraska, see, they're spraying ahead of the storm front. This is where the rain will be tomorrow. So I can pretty much bet tomorrow we're going to be getting sprayed in Missouri. Spraying in St. Louis. They're a target zone. It's hard to see over here. There's that nasty chem fog over California. The fires are still burning, you know, northeast of Eureka, southwest of Redding, and then we have aerosols being deployed to the east of Chico, you know, right here around Reno. Look at the big X. So they're, you know, look, they're spraying over Stockton, Yosemite Park, spraying over it. So they're spraying, and then when the airflows come across here, it hits the cool air out the mountains. So now you have aerosols mixing in with the cool air, and then all you need is a little bit of this atmospheric river to come up, and wham, you have a rainstorm. Yeah, so California's getting hit pretty good right now. You know, these look like little chem dumps, nothing like, no major spraying operations. Still spraying heavy up in the Hudson Bay. I mean, look at these guys up here. We'll let that clear up. Big time sprayers. Look at them fanning out. You got just mega lines, super thick sprays going on up here. Goes right over that island. Hey, thinks that's their trip. Yeah, we can see it right there. Yeah, you guys are definitely getting hit in California. So way up here, heavy aerosols in Quebec. You know, they're trying to melt the northern regions by creating a blanket, and that's what they're doing. A lot of fire smoke down here in South Africa still. Look, here's some dust. Here's that dust that is going up across the Mediterranean Sea. This is headed to Spain, where all the floods are going on. They got mega biblical floods going on in Spain. guess what? They're spraying up here. These are like the leftovers of Dorian and all the other hurricanes. No, man, there's no drains. I'm up here in an unfinished room. Nothing but windows, insulation, and hardly any walls. Look at France. It's completely clear today. But then over in Switzerland, Italy, they're getting bombarded. Big time bombarded. Look in the Adriatic Sea. This is just disgusting what's going on out here. That's a super thick, nasty spray. That definitely has coal ash in it, coal fly ash, black soot. That is a nasty spraying operation. Super grids. So that probably come off of Italy, and now it's drifting out in the Adriatic Sea. Heavy spraying over Germany, Poland, Sweden looks pretty clear. They're just getting hit with the little frequencies. Norway, same thing. And of course, we have fair weather, white puffy clouds right here. You know, the real clouds that we are lucky to see maybe once every 2 months here in the Midwest. Huh. Makes you wonder. Australia's still burning over here on their east coast. And that's a pretty big time fire. We'll check New Zealand. They're constantly getting sprayed down here. It was killing the bees off. That right around the Christchurch area, wiped out a bunch of bees. We've seen the aerosols that were deployed before the bee die off. So there's a little bit of aerosols going on in the southern part of Australia out to sea. And we still got this mess going on over here in the China Sea or whatever that is right there. Alright, let's go ahead and check this thing. Put a little enhancement on here. And boy, we can see the aerosols being deployed up over Quebec and all that coming down into the United States. Let me pause this so I can kind of look at it a little slower. Look at this aerosol line. They just dumped a huge line all the way up from nowhere. And then right where they want to steer the hurricane. That's where all the spraying is going on. I mean, that's a big old fat liner that stayed there for hours. That is pretty crazy. I've never seen a chemtrail stay in the air that long without hardly moving. So that's going into nighttime. They were nighttime spraying into the upper side. And look, it grows in strength during the night. That's not even supposed to happen. So it's actually strengthening right when it's getting dark. Man, that looks just like the Paradise rocket that we caught popping up. So man-made clouds all over the United States and out in the oceans. Yeah, I can zoom in on that here. Let's see here. Well, I can't get over there though. I mean, I can get to here. Let's see if this will pick it up. Yeah, they don't give me the option to go out just out in the middle of the sea. Oh man, it's right here off screen. It drifts in right there. Man, it's just off screen. The only other way I could probably do it Nope, they don't give me the option to come out here. I get the upper or the lower, and that's it. So yeah, right there. I mean, that's just a monster trail. Look at that. It just stayed there for a long time. So this is about the best view. I might be able to zoom in on it like this. Usually it messes up when I do that. Look at that. It's going smaller. All right, now I got to move everything around to see it. I hate the way they got this site set up. Look, I can't even get to it. There it is. So there it is. You can see that long line. There's Bermuda right there. Here's the big aerosols we just, you know, see on the worldview map. That's where they're staring at. They want it to go about where this little blob of thunderstorms is. So yeah, that was one heck of a spray right there. See if I can make it play. Yeah, we can play it. Look, it just kind of growed and stayed there while everything else around it is moving. So it should cycle back through. Whoa, there's some weird things being shot off right in there too. I just seen that. See how everything is going to the north? Watch when this comes back around. There's going to be one single, it looks like a rocket launch. I'm going to try to keep my mouse about where it is. So here's right there. Look at that. There's two of them, three of them. Well, maybe that's just the storms. But that's weird, man. Something. That's pretty weird. It doesn't look like a natural event. Especially when you're dropping, you know, a chemtrail like that. Alright, let's see if I can unzoom out of here. Alright guys, we're going to go ahead and call this a show. I want to thank everybody out there that shares this information. Don't forget to join us Tuesday night for the conference call if you want to hear about some health products, some all natural stuff that I've been trying out. It's been helping me quite a bit, really. So anyway guys, much love out there. We're going to play a song called Rise like we always do. Then we'll get into our fighting song and then the victory song. And God willing, we'll be back tomorrow. Armor up, eyes to the skies, see through the lies, and wake up your neighbor. Tell your neighbor to turn off the weather channel. Tell them to tune in here. Anyway, guys, much love. Here we go. Crank it up. Stream.